If you have arrived at this moment, if these words have reached you, it is not an accident. Life is not random, and God does not deal in coincidences. When you are guided to something at the exact time you need it, it is because movement is happening in the unseen. Something is stirring, something is shifting, something is aligning for you. You may not see the full picture yet. You may still be surrounded by situations that look unchanged. But listen closely. The invisible always shifts before the visible. What you are feeling right now, the inner pull, the quiet reassurance, the subtle sense that something is coming, is the proof. God moves first in the silence of your inner world before revealing anything in your outer world. When life gets heavy, when the waiting feels endless, when the battle seems unfair, it's easy to believe nothing is changing. But the truth is this: your persistence is creating the very change you long to see. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are rewriting the script of your life. Every time you entertain a higher thought, a better vision, a bold assumption of what can be, you are stepping into alignment with the reality that is already yours in the spiritual realm. Do not underestimate the power of what you imagine. Your inner world is not a place of fantasy. It is where creation begins. Whatever you accept as true within, whatever you feel deeply, whatever you boldly claim in your heart, that becomes the seed God waters. And even when the soil of your life looks dry, even when nothing seems to be sprouting, the roots are growing beneath the surface. You are closer than you think. Sometimes the greatest movement happens during the seasons that feel the most still. Sometimes the loudest answer is given through silence. Sometimes the biggest breakthrough comes disguised as disappointment. But every moment is purposeful. Every setback contains a setup. Every closed door redirects you to something higher. And right now, even if you cannot see it, God is guiding the pieces of your life into place. He is softening hearts, opening paths, shifting circumstances, and preparing opportunities you couldn't have arranged on your own. The things that feel delayed are not denied, they are being perfected. So don't give up. Do not surrender your vision just because it hasn't appeared yet. Do not abandon your faith because the evidence is still invisible. What you are carrying within you is more real than what you are seeing around you. Your assumption of victory, healing, abundance, reconciliation, or breakthrough is the signal to the universe that you are ready. Keep holding the feeling of what you want. Keep walking as if it's already done. Keep believing the whisper inside you more than the noise around you. This is the moment that separates those who receive from those who retreat. Your current challenges are not signs of failure, punishment, or abandonment. They are evidence that something greater is being formed within you. Every difficult season contains a hidden invitation to rise into a stronger, clearer, more powerful version of yourself. When life feels heavy, when obstacles appear out of nowhere, when circumstances stretch your patience and test your faith, it's not because you are breaking down, it's because you are breaking open. You are being shaped for something you cannot yet see. And the pressure you are feeling is the pressure of transformation. Think about how gold is refined. It is placed in fire not to destroy it, but to reveal its purity. Seeds must break underground before they can reach sunlight. Even the child in the womb experiences the tightest pressure right before entering a new world. Creation always requires discomfort. Growth always requires stretching. And every challenge that confronts you right now is doing more than simply presenting a problem. It is preparing your spirit for expansion. You may feel tired, overwhelmed, or uncertain, but beneath that surface emotion, strength is being built. When you choose to keep going, even when everything in you wants to stop, resilience is being formed. When you decide to believe that something good can still come out of this, clarity is being formed. When you persist, even in the midst of doubt, the foundation of your inner world is being rebuilt with deeper faith. These moments of pressure are forging qualities you will need for the blessing that is already on its way to you. It is easy to trust when life is smooth. It is easy to believe when doors open effortlessly. But it is in the challenging seasons that your spiritual muscles develop. These are the moments when you learn to listen inwardly instead of reacting to appearances. This is when you discover that your imagination is more powerful than your environment. This is when you begin to understand that you can choose your inner state even when your outer world feels chaotic. The challenge is not there to defeat you. It is there to strengthen the part of you that must rise to meet the future you are calling in. What feels like delay may actually be preparation. What feels like loss may be clearing space for something better. What feels like confusion may be redirecting your path. There is always more happening than you can see, and the very fact that you are still standing, still hoping, still searching is evidence that the greater version of you is emerging. You are not the same person you were before these challenges began. You are wiser now, you are more aware, you are more resilient. Something inside you is awakening. Do not measure your life by the difficulty of this moment. Measure it by the strength it is producing in you. Because once the challenge has passed, and it will, you will realize that the very pressure that made you uncomfortable was the force that elevated you. Something greater is being formed within you, and this season is simply shaping you for what you were always meant to receive. What you assume and feel as true begins shaping the circumstances around you, whether you are aware of it or not. Your inner state is continuously broadcasting a silent signal into your life, and the world responds to that signal with remarkable precision. Long before anything appears in physical form, it exists as a feeling, an assumption, a conviction held within your imagination. This inner belief becomes the blueprint your outer world follows. Life mirrors what you consistently accept as real, even when the evidence hasn't yet shown itself. Every transformation you've ever experienced began as a quiet shift inside you. Perhaps it was a sudden surge of confidence, a new expectation, a change in self-perception. Or maybe it was a subtle feeling that you deserved better, that something new was possible, that you no longer had to settle. The moment your inner world shifted, your outer world eventually followed. This is because your assumptions form the foundation of your reality. They are the roots that determine the fruit. When you assume something with conviction, when you feel it deeply as if it is already yours, you invite its manifestation. The feeling of having something precedes the having of it. And this is why your emotions are not random. They are creative forces. Feeling is the language of the inner world. Whatever you persistently feel, you call into your experience. Positive or negative, hopeful or doubtful, empowering or limiting. Your inner state is always constructing something. This is why two people can face the same situation and experience entirely different outcomes. One assumes defeat and sees obstacles everywhere. The other assumes possibility and finds opportunities where none seem to exist. It is not the situation that defines them, but the belief they bring to it. The world bends to the assumptions that dominate your consciousness. If you continually assume that life is difficult, that nothing works out for you, that people can't be trusted, that you are stuck, then your reality will confirm those expectations, not because life is cruel, but because your inner state is instructing the world how to treat you. Conversely, if you assume that your desires are valid, that your path is guided, that solutions are always available, and that you are worthy of good things, your circumstances begin shifting to reflect those truths. The key is persistence. A single hopeful thought is not enough. You must dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must rehearse the reality you want to experience until it becomes natural to you. When your assumption feels normal, when the vision of what you desire feels familiar, life has no choice but to deliver it. This inner work is not about forcing anything, it is about aligning yourself with the version of you who already has what you seek. When you embody that feeling, you begin speaking differently, moving differently, expecting differently, and very soon your environment reshapes itself around your new inner state. Everything begins within you. Change your assumption, and you change the path of your life. Inner conviction is always followed by outer confirmation. Your faith is planting unseen seeds long before anything appears in your physical reality. Every time you choose to believe in the possibility of something greater, even without evidence, you are sowing spiritual seeds that will eventually manifest in ways you can see, touch, and experience. Faith is not passive. It is not simply wishing or hoping. It is the inner knowing, the deep acceptance that what you desire is already yours in essence. And this inner knowing activates forces far beyond what your eyes can perceive. When you hold a conviction with sincerity and persistence, you set a process in motion. You begin to act differently, think differently, speak differently, and carry yourself with a quiet confidence. This subtle shift influences every interaction, every decision, every response. And because your inner world is the root of all outer conditions, the conviction you carry becomes the instruction for your life to follow. Your world must eventually rearrange itself to match the truth you have accepted within. The seeds of faith are planted in silence. They are planted when you choose belief over fear. They are planted when you imagine a better outcome and feel it as real. They are planted when you persist in the face of doubt and refuse to let circumstances dictate your inner state. Just as a farmer covers his seeds under the soil and trusts the unseen process taking place beneath the surface, you must trust the unseen work happening in your life. You may not see immediate results, but growth is occurring in ways you cannot measure. Outer confirmation often comes slowly at first, appearing as small signs, unexpected opportunities, new connections, intuitive nudges, perfect timing moments, or subtle shifts in people and situations. These signs are not coincidences. They are sprouting seeds. They reveal that your inner conviction is taking form. What you hold in consciousness always seeks expression. And just like a seed, your faith contains within it the blueprint for the outcome you desire. But you must persist. The moment you let go of your conviction and fall into doubt, you uproot the seed before it has a chance to grow. Faith does not require you to see the full path. It only asks that you trust the next step. The process may involve delays, detours, or moments where nothing seems to be happening. But in truth, everything is happening. The unseen is organizing itself around your belief. Life is arranging opportunities. and aligning circumstances in your favor. Your outer world will always reflect the state of your inner conviction. If your faith wavers, your results will waver. But when your conviction becomes unshakable, when you hold the feeling of your desire as if it has already been fulfilled, the universe cannot deny you. Outer confirmation becomes inevitable. So continue believing, continue imagining, continue assuming the best. Your faith is not wasted. Every thought you have lived in, every feeling you have nurtured, every vision you have claimed is forming roots. And soon, what was once invisible will be undeniable. Your conviction is guiding your reality, and the seeds you planted through faith are rising into sight. Every delay, detour, or disappointment is not a sign that your desire is being denied. It is part of the preparation for a breakthrough that is far greater than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. Life is always responding to the deepest intentions of your heart, but sometimes the path to fulfillment doesn't look the way your mind expects. When things slow down, when doors close, when plans collapse, it does not mean the universe has forgotten you. It means something is being rearranged, refined, or redirected so you can receive what truly aligns with your highest good. At the end of the day, good delays can feel discouraging, especially when you're eager for change. But a delay is often a divine adjustment. It protects you from stepping into something before you're ready. It shields you from opportunities that would have caused stress or struggle. It strengthens your patience, sharpens your discernment, and deepens your faith. A delay gives you time to grow into the version of yourself who can fully hold the blessing that is coming. What looks like waiting is often inner building. Detours are just as important. Sometimes you think you know the straightest path to your desire, only to be led in a direction that seems completely opposite. But a detour is not a mistake. It is an alternate route designed to bring you into contact with people, experiences, or lessons you need. It might introduce you to someone who becomes a key part of your journey. It might help you discover a skill or strength you didn't know you had. It might refine your vision, helping you realize what you truly want. A detour often leads to a destination far better than the one you originally aimed for. And then there are disappointments, those moments when your expectations collapse and your heart feels heavy. It's easy to interpret these moments as rejection, but often they are redirection in disguise. Something you thought was right for you may have only offered temporary fulfillment. Something you prayed to keep might have held you back from a greater purpose. Disappointment clears the path for clarity. It removes what cannot stay, so that something aligned can enter. The loss you feel today may be the very thing that frees you for tomorrow's blessing. When you step back and see the bigger picture, you'll notice that nothing in your life has been wasted. Not a moment, not a setback, not a closed door. Every twist, every pause, every unexpected shift has been preparing you for a breakthrough that matches your inner growth. The timing you thought was late will turn out to be perfect. The closed doors will reveal themselves as protection. The disappointments will become the turning points of your story. Breakthroughs rarely come when everything is going smoothly. They arrive after seasons of stretching, strengthening, and surrendering. They arrive when you've developed the resilience, wisdom, and clarity to handle what you once only hoped for. So trust the delays, trust the detours, trust the disappointments. They are not working against you. They are shaping you, guiding you, and positioning you for the moment when everything comes together in a way that feels sudden, undeniable, and divinely orchestrated. Your imagination is the spiritual blueprint from which your new reality unfolds. Every vision you hold, every inner picture you consistently entertain becomes a silent instruction that shapes your future. Before anything manifests in your physical world, it must first exist within the realm of imagination. This inner world is not a place of fantasy or escape. It is the creative workshop of your life. It is where you design the experiences you will eventually walk into. The images you allow to dominate your mind become the seeds that life will eventually bring to fruition. When you imagine something vividly and feel it deeply, you activate the spiritual laws that govern creation. You bring yourself into alignment with the version of you who already possesses what you desire. Imagination allows you to step beyond present circumstances and connect with the reality you want to experience. It gives you access to states of being that transcend what your current environment suggests. Through imagination, you rehearse your future internally. And this internal rehearsal guides your actions, shapes your emotions, and influences the opportunities you attract. Most people use their imagination unconsciously, allowing fear, doubt, and worry to paint pictures of outcomes they never want to experience. Yet these images, if consistently entertained, can still manifest because imagination does not judge, it simply creates from what you feed it. This is why mastering your imagination is essential. You must become intentional with the visions you hold. You must choose images that reflect the life you wish to live, not the limitations you currently face. When your imagination is directed with purpose, the world around you begins to shift in response. Ideas start flowing, inspiration rises, people appear seemingly out of nowhere. Synchronicities happen. Your desires begin finding their way to you, not because of luck, but because your inner world has sent out a clear signal that the outer world begins to mirror. Imagination is the bridge between your spiritual identity and your physical experience. It is the tool through which unseen possibilities become visible realities. The beauty of imagination is that it is limitless. No matter your circumstances, you can envision something greater. Even when life feels restrictive, your imagination remains free. When your outer world feels stagnant, your inner world can remain vibrant and alive with possibility. And as you continue to nurture these inner pictures, they eventually override your previous assumptions. Suddenly, the vision feels real. It feels natural. It feels like something you were always meant to experience. Once the feeling of your imagined reality becomes familiar, the physical world begins rearranging itself to match it. Opportunities emerge, new paths open, solutions appear. This is not magic, it is alignment. You are simply stepping into the life you mentally rehearsed, the life you spiritually prepared for through imagination. So guard your imagination, use it intentionally. Let it paint pictures of abundance, healing, love, success, and purpose. Let it show you who you can become, not who you have been. Your imagination is the blueprint, the foundation, the silent architect of your destiny. And as you continue to give life to these inner images, your new reality will unfold with clarity, purpose, and divine precision. God moves quietly at first, then suddenly, all your quiet work within will soon manifest without. The greatest shifts in your life rarely announce themselves with noise or spectacle. They begin in the stillness of your inner world long before any visible change appears. This is how divine movement works. Subtle, gentle, almost imperceptible, until the moment arrives when everything unfolds at once. What you have been nurturing in silence. Your prayers, your affirmations, your assumptions, your inner healing, your intentional thoughts has been gathering momentum beneath the surface. And just like a seed hidden underground, the first signs of growth are always invisible. When you do the inner work, you may feel like nothing is happening. You imagine the life you desire, you hold the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you persist in faith even when appearances contradict you. It can feel quiet, lonely, or slow, but that inner consistency is reshaping the spiritual pattern of your life. Every moment you choose a higher thought, every time you assume the best, every time you forgive, release, or rise above old patterns, you are creating a new energetic blueprint. The world cannot ignore this shift. It must respond, it must reflect what you have planted within. But because growth begins internally, your outer world often appears unchanged at first. This is the stage when many people give up. They assume their efforts aren't working, that their imagination is wasted, that their faith isn't producing results. Yet, this quiet phase is the most powerful part of the process. It is where the unseen roots develop, it is where alignment is formed, it is where clarity strengthens. The silence is not absence, it is preparation. And then, just when you least expect it, the suddenly arrives, the opportunity appears, the relationship shifts, the door opens, the breakthrough comes. What once seemed far away becomes your new reality. What you imagined becomes tangible. What you held in consciousness becomes something you can finally see and touch. These sudden manifestations are never random. They are the flowering of everything you cultivated internally. The world sees the sudden moment, but God saw the quiet preparation. People will think your breakthrough came overnight, but you will know the truth. It was the result of countless moments when you chose faith over fear, persistence over doubt, vision over circumstance. Your inner work has created a foundation strong enough to support the blessings coming your way. So don't underestimate the quiet season you're in. It is not stagnant, it is sacred. It is where creation is most active. Keep imagining, keep aligning, keep believing, keep nurturing the vision that lives within you. What you do in silence is never wasted. Every thought, every assumption, every moment of inner conviction is shaping a future that will arrive with clarity and force. God moves quietly, then suddenly and soon, what you have been preparing for in secret will manifest openly in your life. The very things you held in your heart will stand before you, undeniable and beautifully real. Your inner work is working. Your suddenly is already on its way. In the end, everything you are walking through right now, every challenge, every shift, every quiet moment of faith, is shaping you for something far greater than you can imagine. What you are cultivating within is building the foundation for the life that is unfolding before you. Your inner conviction, your imagination, your persistence, and your belief are forming the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Nothing you've endured has been wasted. Nothing you've hoped for has been ignored. And nothing you are believing for is beyond reach. You are being guided. You are being strengthened. You are being prepared. Trust the timing, embrace the process, and continue choosing faith over fear. Because the life you've envisioned in silence is already making its way into your reality. Your breakthrough is closer than it appears. Thank you for listening, thank you for believing, and thank you for allowing these words to become a part of your journey. If you're seeing this, it is not by accident, coincidence, or chance. You have come to this moment because something within you has been calling forward a shift. Something in your spirit has been whispering that the life you've been praying for is closer than you think. And today, that whisper becomes a confirmation. God is about to surprise you. Keep going. You are close. Breakthrough does not arrive when everything makes sense. Breakthrough comes when nothing seems to be moving, yet you refuse to stop believing. It comes when you continue to hold the vision, even when the outer world gives you every reason to doubt. It comes when you dare to persist in faith, quiet, steady, unwavering, because you know that what you've imagined exists already in the unseen. Every desire you've carried was placed within you as a divine seed, and no seed is given without the soil prepared for its growth. That is why you've been stretched. That is why you've been refined. You've been shaped, not to be denied, but to be ready. And when God is close to releasing the blessing, life often feels the most pressured. This is the moment where the old version of you tries to hold on, while the new version is pushing its way forward. This intensity is not punishment, it is spiritual confirmation. Pressure is not a sign of defeat. Pressure is the final sign that the promise is near. You may not see evidence yet, but in the unseen, things are already rearranging. Doors you thought were closed are shifting open. People you've never met are being positioned to bless you. Situations that looked hopeless are being rewritten in your favor. Nothing is still. Nothing is silent. The universe is moving behind the curtain of your life, preparing the surprise you prayed for. And here is the mystery. The blessing is not coming from the outside, it is coming through you. The moment you assumed the feeling of success, something powerful activated. When you held the vision of healing, peace, abundance, or restoration, you created an inner reality that must now express itself outward. The outer world cannot resist a mind that has already accepted the miracle as done. This is why you are seeing this message now, because you needed a reminder that the finish line is closer than your fear wants you to believe. You needed to know that the delay was not denial, it was divine alignment. What you asked for needed the right people, the right timing, the right conditions, the right version of you. Keep going, keep trusting, keep holding the vision. You are about to walk into a moment that will make you say, I'm glad I didn't give up. I'm glad I kept believing. It was closer than I knew. God is preparing to surprise you suddenly, beautifully, undeniably. Stay faithful. Stay open. Stay in the feeling of already having it. Because you are close. Closer than you've ever been. Your inner state is the seed of the miracle you're about to see. And once you understand the power of this truth, your entire life begins to shift from the inside out. Every experience you long for, every breakthrough you pray for, every blessing your heart aches to witness, begins first in the invisible realm of your thoughts, your emotions, and your assumptions. Nothing in your outer world can grow unless it is first planted within you. This is why your inner state matters more than anything you might be facing externally. What you cultivate within becomes the blueprint for the life that eventually appears around you. When you hold an inner state of expectancy, when you dare to believe that something good is coming, you plant a seed that must manifest. The universe responds to the quiet certainty you carry, not to the fear or doubt that tries to linger at the edge of your mind. What you consistently assume about your life becomes the soil from which your reality grows. If you assume lack, lack multiplies. If you assume delay, delay stretches. But when you assume abundance, healing, divine timing, and favor, those conditions begin to form around you in ways you could never orchestrate by effort alone. Your imagination is the silent creator of your experience. If you look within and find hope, conviction, and gratitude, you will soon see miracles unfolding in the outer world. Your inner state acts like a magnet. It draws into your experience the people, opportunities, and circumstances that match the vibration of what you're feeling. This is why shifting your internal atmosphere, even a little, can create radical change. When you let peace take the place of anxiety, clarity replaces confusion. When you choose faith over fear, solutions appear where you once saw only barriers. When you let gratitude fill the spaces where frustration used to live, life rearranges itself to reflect that shift. You are not waiting for the miracle is waiting for your inner state to become a match for it. So many people pray for blessings while holding on to assumptions of doubt. They hope something good will happen, yet inside they keep imagining defeat. But hope mixed with fear plants a seed that struggles to grow. The moment you begin to see your desire as real, before any evidence appears, everything starts to move. The unseen responds to the conviction that something has already been given, not something that might be given. When the feeling of it is done settles into your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to reflect it in time. Your inner state is not just a quiet thought or passing mood. It is the creative force that shapes your destiny. It is the seed from which your next chapter grows. And just like any seed, it requires nurturing. You water it with faith, you protect it from doubt, you nourish it with the images you hold in your imagination. If you remain consistent in your inner state, the miracle you're longing for will break through the soil of your reality, surprising you with its beauty and perfect timing. It all begins within you. What you desire is already moving toward you. You are nearer than you think. Even when the outer world seems quiet, even when nothing appears to be shifting, the deeper truth is that unseen forces are already arranging the path ahead. Life does not move in visible, predictable steps. Much of what is working for you is happening in silence, behind the scenes, in ways you can't measure with your physical eyes. Just because you don't see instant progress doesn't mean progress isn't happening. The universe often moves in ways that feel subtle until suddenly everything becomes unmistakably clear. The blessing appears, the breakthrough arrives, the opportunity unfolds, and in that moment, you realize it had been coming toward you all along. Your desire is not random. It was placed within you because a version of it already exists in the unseen realm. Your longing is the first sign that something meant for you has already begun its journey in your direction. There is a divine timing at work that never fails, even when human timing feels slow. The delay you interpret as stagnation is often preparation. The waiting you call frustration is often alignment. What you think is stillness is sometimes simply the final reshaping necessary before what you desire becomes visible. You are not waiting for your desire to appear. You are waiting for yourself to become the version of you who can receive it. When doubt creeps in, it's easy to believe you're far from the life you want. But doubt is only the mind's reaction to what it cannot yet see. If the veil were lifted, if you could see all the connections forming, all the conversations happening in rooms you're not in, all the opportunities being shaped with your name on them, you would never question how close you are. You would move with confidence. You would walk with power. You would understand that every step you take, every day you persist, every moment you choose faith over fear, brings you into alignment with what is already on its way. The universe is intentional. Every closed door was redirecting you. Every pause was refining you. Every disappointment was preparing the ground for something better than what you thought you wanted. Nothing has been denied. Some things have only been delayed because the timing wasn't ready, or you weren't ready, or the environment wasn't right for the blessing to be sustained. But now things are aligning in ways you can feel, even if you can't explain. You sense shifts in your spirit, quiet confirmations, sudden clarity, and moments of unexpected peace. These are signs that what you desire is moving closer. You are nearer than you think, closer than you've ever been. Sometimes the moment right before the breakthrough feels the most discouraging because everything old begins to surface. Challenges intensify, doubts whisper louder, and obstacles seem heavier. But this is not a sign of distance, it is a sign of transition. The old must loosen before the new can land. The discomfort you feel is not the sign of the end, it is the signal of emergence. Keep going. The blessing has already left its source. The answer is already traveling toward you. And soon, very soon, you will see with your eyes what your spirit has known all along. The unexpected blessing comes when you refuse to give up, because persistence has a spiritual power that cannot be measured by effort alone. There is something miraculous that awakens in your life the moment you choose to keep going, despite exhaustion, doubt, or discouragement. Every time you show up again, one more prayer, one more vision, one more step, you activate a deeper alignment with what you're meant to receive. Breakthrough is rarely born in the moments when everything feels easy. It comes in the moments when quitting seems logical, yet something in your spirit says, "Not yet." Keep believing. That decision alone shifts your reality. Refusal to give up is not about forcing outcomes. It's about refusing to abandon the spiritual certainty that what you desire is already yours. When you persist in faith, you declare to life that you are willing to align with the version of yourself who can handle the blessing you're waiting for. Obstacles are not signs to stop. They are spiritual tests designed to strengthen your ability to hold the miracle once it arrives. When things get harder, it is not proof that you are failing. It is often evidence that you are closer than ever to a breakthrough. Resistance tends to appear most intensely right before transformation. The blessing that surprises you is usually the one that arrives after you've done everything you could and surrendered the rest. It comes in those moments where you've reached the limit of your own strength, yet continue with a quiet, unwavering trust. That is where the supernatural steps in. The unexpected blessing doesn't come through struggle alone. It comes through endurance, through the willingness to believe in a reality that has not yet shown itself. When you persist, you allow the universe to complete the work that began the moment you imagined your desire. Most people stop right before things are about to shift. They misinterpret delays as denial, challenges as rejection, or silence as abandonment. But destiny doesn't operate on convenience, it operates on alignment. When you stay faithful, even when nothing is happening, you create a spiritual opening for sudden, dramatic change. Life has a way of moving in your favor the moment you prove to yourself and to the universe that you are no longer ruled by fear or impatience. The blessing that appears suddenly is not sudden at all. It is the culmination of every moment you chose faith instead of giving up. There is also a divine irony in how unexpected blessings arrive. They often appear the moment you decide to let go of forcing outcomes. Not because you've quit, but because you've surrendered the struggle while keeping the vision alive. You stop trying to control the how, and in that release, the path clears, new opportunities emerge, conversations begin, doors you didn't even know existed open with ease. And when the blessing lands, it carries a sense of perfect timing that makes every delay make sense. The unexpected blessing comes to those who stay, who trust, who endure, who keep preparing even when others would have walked away. It comes to those who continue to water the dream even when the soil looks dry. You may not see progress today, but the unseen is moving. Your persistence is not in vain. Refuse to give up, because the moment that will shift everything often arrives at the exact point where your spirit chooses to rise instead of retreat. Your imagination is the bridge between where you stand and what God has prepared. For nothing in your life can manifest until it first takes shape in the unseen landscape of your mind. Imagination is not a childish escape or a fleeting thought. It is the creative power that connects you to the spiritual reality designed for you. Every blessing, every breakthrough, every answered prayer begins as an image, a feeling, a quiet inner knowing that what you desire already exists. When you dare to imagine a life beyond your current circumstances, you step onto the bridge that carries you from limitation to possibility, from longing to fulfillment. You are never given a desire without the spiritual blueprint to attain it. Your imagination is the very place where God plants the first glimpse of what is already yours in the unseen. When you close your eyes and envision healing, abundance, restoration, peace, or success, you are not fantasizing. You are touching the future that has been prepared for you. You are aligning yourself with the version of your life that God intended before the challenges, before the delays, before the disappointments. Imagination shows you the promise before you see the proof. This inner vision is powerful because your mind does not differentiate between what is imagined and what is physically present. When you feel the joy of an answered prayer, when you rehearse the satisfaction of receiving your blessing, you activate a spiritual law that begins pulling the outer world toward that inner state. The outer world is forced to obey the inner world. What you consistently imagine must eventually appear, because imagination creates the energetic blueprint that circumstances are compelled to follow. It is through imagination that you rise above the limits of the present moment. You may stand today in a place of uncertainty, lack, or confusion, but through imagination you can step into the feeling of security, abundance, and clarity. And the moment you hold that feeling, even for a few seconds, something in your reality begins to reconfigure. New ideas come, new opportunities surface, people begin to show up. The bridge of imagination is not passive. It is a living pathway that responds to your faith, your persistence, and your willingness to believe. Many lose the miracle because they allow the outer world to dictate what they believe is possible. They look at current circumstances and assume they are stuck or delayed. But imagination allows you to see beyond what your eyes can witness. It lets you rehearse the future you desire until it feels more real than your present challenges. And once the feeling becomes natural, once the vision feels familiar, the bridge becomes stronger, you become magnetized to the blessing, and the blessing becomes magnetized to you. God does not ask you to figure out how the bridge will form, only to walk it within your mind. Imagination is the evidence of things unseen. It is the spiritual thread connecting your present state to the life that is destined for you. When you nurture your inner vision, when you return again and again to the image of what you desire, you build the bridge through which the invisible becomes visible. Signs of alignment intensify right before the breakthrough because the universe, God, and the unseen forces guiding your path begin to gather every piece of your destiny into place. What once felt random starts to form patterns. What once felt silent begins to whisper. What once felt stagnant suddenly carries subtle movement. Right before a major shift, life sends signals, small but undeniable indicators that something is rearranging beneath the surface. These signs are not coincidences, nor are they accidental moments. They are spiritual markers showing you that your inner state, your faith, and your persistence have finally aligned with the reality you've been calling in. When you are close to your breakthrough, you may notice synchronicities increasing, numbers repeating, messages arriving at the perfect moment, conversations that answer questions you never voiced aloud, and opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere. This is not your imagination. These experiences are confirmations that the invisible is becoming visible. You are tuning to a frequency that matches the blessing you've prayed for. And because of that, signs begin to appear more frequently and more clearly. The closer the manifestation, the louder the spiritual echoes become. Often, alignment reveals itself through your emotions as well. You may feel an unusual calm, a deep sense of peace that does not match your circumstances, or a sudden clarity that seems to appear overnight. You may find yourself letting go of things that once weighed heavily on you without effort. This shift is not accidental. It is your spirit preparing to receive what you ask for. The old energy is releasing. The old doubts are fading. The old fears are dissolving. You begin to feel lighter, even when the outer world has not changed yet. That inner shift is the strongest sign that alignment is already taking place. But alignment is not always soft or comforting. Sometimes the signs intensify through pressure, disruption, or unexpected changes. Right before breakthrough, old situations may fall apart, relationships may shift, habits may break, and patterns that no longer serve you may rise to the surface. This is not a setback, it is a clearing. The universe removes what cannot enter the next chapter with you. The discomfort you feel is evidence that the transition has begun. It is the spiritual equivalent of the final push before birth, the moment that feels the most intense because you are on the edge of transformation. You may also find inspiration rushing in like a wave. New ideas come effortlessly. Motivation returns after a long season of exhaustion. You feel guided, nudged, pulled towards certain actions without knowing why. Every step you take feels meaningful, even if you don't fully understand the direction. This is alignment. It is God whispering, "Keep going, you're on the right path." And then there is the unmistakable feeling, a quiet but powerful knowing that something is about to happen. Not hope, not wishful thinking, but inner certainty. You can't explain it, but you can feel it. That feeling is the final sign that your inner world and the blessing destined for you are now vibrating at the same frequency. When these signs intensify, don't doubt them, don't retreat, don't question their validity. Recognize them for what they are, evidence that you are moments away from stepping into the life you were meant to receive. The breakthrough is near, the alignment is real, and everything is coming together in ways you are only just beginning to perceive. The feeling of fulfillment attracts the surprise you've been praying for because your emotional state is the signal that tells the universe what you are ready to receive. Fulfillment is not simply a reaction to a blessing, it is the magnet that draws the blessing into your experience. When you allow yourself to feel the joy, peace, relief, and gratitude of having what you desire before it arrives, you shift your inner world into alignment with the outcome you're calling in. This inner alignment creates a powerful spiritual pull that draws the unseen toward the seen, the invisible toward the visible, the hoped for toward the manifested. Most people wait for the blessing to appear before they allow themselves to feel complete. They tell themselves, I'll be happy when this happens, or I'll feel secure once everything works out. But that approach delays the very thing they want. The outer world is always reflecting the inner world, and when your inner world is filled with longing, fear, or lack, the outer world mirrors that state. But when you cultivate the feeling of already having what you've prayed for, you send a clear, unwavering signal that you are ready to receive. Fulfillment becomes the invitation that opens the door to unexpected blessings. This feeling is not about pretending or forcing positivity. It is about tuning your inner state to the vibration of what you desire. When you imagine yourself living the answer to your prayer and allow the feeling to rise naturally, whether it's excitement, peace, freedom, or gratitude, you create a spiritual experience of the outcome. Your mind begins to accept it as real. Your heart begins to relax into it. Your energy shifts from waiting to welcoming. And once that shift happens, life begins to respond in remarkable ways. Opportunities you didn't anticipate begin to appear. Solutions come through channels you didn't consider. People who carry pieces of your blessing show up unexpectedly. Circumstances rearrange themselves in ways that make the impossible suddenly feel effortless. The blessing feels like a surprise, but in truth, you attracted it the moment you entered the feeling of fulfillment. You aligned your inner world so deeply with the outcome that the outer world had no choice but to follow. The feeling of fulfillment dissolves resistance, it quiets doubt, it neutralizes fear. When you feel fulfilled, your mind stops searching, your emotions stop grasping, and your spirit stops striving. You move from tension to trust, from effort to ease. This shift creates the perfect environment for divine timing to unfold. Fulfillment is like opening a window. Suddenly the air can flow, the energy can move, and the blessing can enter freely. When you hold the feeling of fulfillment consistently, something profound happens. You begin to embody the person who already has what you desire. You walk differently. You think differently. You make choices from confidence rather than fear. This identity shift creates momentum in the spiritual realm that manifests in the physical. And then, just when you least expect it, the blessing arrives, sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, but always perfectly. It feels like a surprise only because it comes in a way you could not have predicted. But in truth, it was your inner fulfillment that made it possible. Feel it first, become it within. and watch the surprise you've been praying for find its way to you with grace, accuracy, and divine timing. As you've heard throughout this message, everything you're seeking, every breakthrough, every blessing, every shift is already moving toward you. The signs around you are not random. They are invitations to keep believing, keep imagining, and keep aligning with the life that is waiting for you. The seeds planted in your inner world are already growing in the unseen. Your persistence is shaping your future. Your imagination is building the bridge. Your faith is magnetizing the blessing. And the fulfillment you feel inside is calling forth a surprise that will transform your reality. You are not far from your miracle. You are standing on the edge of it. The pressure you feel, the signs you're noticing, the intuition rising within you, these are proof that you are close. Do not step back now. Keep walking with confidence. Keep holding the vision. Keep trusting the divine timing that has never failed you. What you desire is not on its way, it is arriving. And very soon you will look back and see that everything, even the delays, was orchestrated to bring you to this moment of breakthrough. Your life is shifting, your path is opening, your blessing is near. Keep going, because the miracle you've been waiting for is closer than you think. There comes a time when your faith is tested beyond what seems bearable. You look around and nothing seems to move, nothing seems to change. You pray, you wait, and still the evidence looks the same. But I came to tell you today, in 7 days everything can change. Not because of time itself, but because faith transforms the invisible into the visible. 7 days is a divine pattern. It's not a countdown of hours. It's a spiritual cycle of completion. In 7 days, God created the heavens and the earth. But the true creation wasn't about forming matter, it was about forming awareness. When your awareness aligns with the finished work, the outer world must obey the inner vision. You may say, but I've waited for months, for years. How can everything change in just 7 days? My friend, it changes the moment you change your assumption. It takes one decision, one shift to open the floodgates of divine favor. The 7 days are not for God to work. They are for you to believe completely that the work is already done. For the next 7 days, live as though your desire has already manifested. Walk, speak, and feel as one who already possesses it. When doubt whispers, answer it with faith. When fear rises, silence it with gratitude. The miracle you are waiting for is not coming from the outside. It is unfolding through your belief. You see, giving up is easy when the evidence contradicts your dream. But the moment you decide not to give up, you step into a higher law, the law of faith. The outer world must bend to the inner conviction of one who refuses to surrender. The unseen forces begin to align in your favor. Doors that were closed start to open. People begin to appear. Opportunities unfold, and situations rearrange themselves in ways that defy logic. Don't look for signs of change. Be the sign. Speak as though it is done. Feel as though it is real. Live as though you've already received it. That feeling, that inner knowing, is your prayer in action. And when your inner speech is consistent with your desired end, the universe must reflect it. Maybe you've been in a season of waiting, of pain, of confusion. But listen carefully. Your waiting is over when your believing begins. The moment you surrender the struggle and rest in the assurance of God's promise, change starts moving toward you with divine speed. So hold on. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. What seems delayed is not denied. It's aligning. Your faith has already prepared the way. In 7 days, not 7 ordinary days, but 7 days of unwavering belief, you will see evidence of the shift. Not because time works miracles, but because faith transcends time. Walk in that awareness. Speak your victory now. Rejoice as if it's done, because it is done. The change you've been praying for is already finished in the unseen. Now it's only unfolding before your eyes. So don't give up. In these next 7 days, choose faith over fear, persistence over doubt, gratitude over complaint. Watch as the invisible hand of God turns everything around for your good. Because when you believe, truly believe, God doesn't need years, He only needs your yes. And in 7 days, your yes can change everything. Faith is not a wish, nor is it a passive hope that something might happen someday. Faith is the living awareness that what you have believed within already exists in a higher realm of reality, waiting only for your recognition to appear. You are not waiting for change to arrive, you are conceiving it in the womb of your imagination. Everything you see around you today is the result of a form of belief, something you once accepted as true about yourself or your world. The outer life you live is the reflection of your inner assumptions. Most people live as though the outer world has authority over their destiny, as if circumstances decide who they can become or what they can achieve. But faith reverses that order. Faith declares that the inner world governs the outer. What you hold as truth in your consciousness becomes the pattern the world must follow. Faith is the invisible cause, and your reality is the visible effect. When you understand this, you stop chasing outcomes and begin cultivating belief. You realize that your job is not to make things happen, but to awaken to the truth that they are already complete in God's realm. To believe is to receive inwardly before it is seen outwardly. The moment you accept something as true in your inner being, creation begins its silent work. The world around you starts to bend, shift, and rearrange itself to mirror your inner conviction. That is why faith is described as the evidence of things not seen. It is not blind belief, it is spiritual perception. It sees beyond appearances and holds fast to the invisible reality until it becomes visible. Faith does not struggle or strain, it rests in certainty. It knows that every seed contains its harvest. The same way a seed planted in soil already carries within it the blueprint of the tree, your belief carries within it the structure of the manifestation. You do not need to know how it will unfold. You only need to maintain the inner picture of completion. Every time you imagine the end and feel it real, you water the seed of faith, and life itself conspires to bring it forth. This is why waiting in fear, doubt, or anxiety blocks manifestation. When you wait, you imply separation between you and what you desire. When you conceive, you affirm unity. You and your desire are one. Faith collapses the distance between the unseen and the seen. It declares it is done and rests in that assurance. So if you wish to change your life, begin not with action but with awareness. Ask yourself, what am I believing right now? Because that belief is shaping the evidence that will soon appear. Faith does not create out of nothing. It reveals what has always been true but unseen. The moment you align your inner vision with your divine expectation, the outer world must bow to it. Everything begins within. What you believe within becomes the reality without. For faith is not waiting for change, faith is the very act of conceiving it. Transformation is not a matter of time, it is a matter of consciousness. Many believe that change takes months or years, but true transformation happens in a moment of deep inner alignment. When your mind, heart, and spirit agree on one reality, the outer world has no choice but to conform to it. The 7 days are not about counting hours or dates. They symbolize stages of inner alignment, the divine process through which the invisible becomes visible. Each day represents a deepening of awareness, a cleansing of doubt, and a renewal of vision. The idea of 7 days is sacred because it mirrors the pattern of divine completion. In spiritual symbolism, 7 represents wholeness, the cycle from conception to manifestation. Yet these 7 days do not need to be literal. They are symbolic of your journey from confusion to clarity, from fear to faith, from struggle to surrender. When your inner world becomes aligned with your divine identity, change happens swiftly, sometimes instantly. It is not that the universe suddenly moves faster. It is that you have finally stopped resisting the flow of what has already been prepared for you. Each of the 7 days can be seen as a stage of alignment. The first day begins with awareness, realizing that all creation begins within you. The second day brings separation, distinguishing truth from illusion, faith from fear. The third day is affirmation, declaring what is true despite appearances. The fourth day is rest, allowing divine order to take its course without interference. The fifth day is gratitude, giving thanks before seeing the evidence. The sixth day is embodiment, walking as if it is already done. And the seventh day is fulfillment, the outer manifestation of your inner conviction. This cycle is not about doing more, but becoming still enough to see clearly. When you stop fighting the outer conditions and turn inward, you begin to experience a shift. Old patterns lose their power. Limiting beliefs dissolve. You begin to feel a peace that doesn't depend on what's happening around you. That peace is the signal of alignment. It means that your heart and mind are now one with divine intention. Many people pray for change but remain inwardly divided. They say they believe, yet they worry, doubt, and speak against what they claim to expect. Such inner conflict delays the manifestation. But when your thoughts, emotions, and expectations move in harmony, when you truly believe the end is already accomplished, everything begins to unfold with divine precision. In these 7 symbolic days, you are not waiting for God to act. You are aligning yourself with what God has already finished. The moment your inner world agrees with the promise, time becomes irrelevant. Miracles are not delayed by divine hesitation, but by human resistance. Alignment removes that resistance and allows the flow of divine power to manifest effortlessly. So do not count the days, make the days count. Use each moment to bring your awareness back to truth. Transformation doesn't come by watching the clock, but by awakening to the eternal now. 7 days of alignment can do what 7 years of effort cannot, because Alignment is not about time, it is about consciousness. Imagination is not fantasy, it is creation in its purest form. It is the womb from which every miracle is born. Before anything can exist in the outer world, it must first be conceived in the inner world of thought and feeling. Everything that has ever been made, every invention, discovery, or transformation began as an image held in someone's imagination. The visible world is nothing more than imagination made visible. When you understand this, you stop waiting for miracles and begin to give birth to them. What you consistently see and feel within yourself must eventually take form without, for imagination is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Every time you imagine yourself as healed, prosperous, loved, or free, and feel it as true, you are shaping the unseen substance of reality. You are writing the script that life must play out. The world does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your inner conviction. When your inner picture becomes vivid enough, when it feels real enough, the external world has no choice but to reflect it. Most people use their imagination unconsciously. They imagine what they fear, replay painful memories, and expect disappointment. Then they call it reality. But what they call reality is simply imagination that has been accepted as truth. The key to transformation lies in mastering this creative power, in choosing consciously what you will see and feel inwardly. Imagination is like fertile soil. It does not question the seed. It simply brings forth whatever is planted. If you plant images of faith, love, and abundance, the harvest must mirror your seed. When you imagine something with feeling, you awaken divine creative energy within you. Feeling is the language of the subconscious, and the subconscious is the doorway to manifestation. Thought alone is not enough. It must be saturated with emotion, conviction, and faith. When your imagination is charged with feeling, it moves from wishful thinking to creative knowing. You begin to sense that what you are imagining already exists in another dimension of reality, waiting only for your acceptance to appear here and now. Miracles are not exceptions to the natural order, they are expressions of higher law. When you imagine with faith, you align yourself with that higher law, the law of creation. The unseen realm begins to organize the visible world to match your vision. People, places, and opportunities start to shift. Circumstances rearrange themselves with a precision that defies logic. To the mind of reason, it looks miraculous, but to the mind of faith, it is simply the natural outcome of divine imagination. So guard your inner vision carefully. Do not use imagination to dwell on lack, fear, or failure. Use it to create the world you wish to live in. See yourself as you desire to be and feel it as if it were already true. Hold that image steadily until it becomes your dominant state of consciousness. Then, without effort, life will mirror it. The outer world is only the echo of your inner song. Imagination is the womb of miracles, and every miracle you will ever experience is first born in the secret place within you. There is a sacred moment in every journey when the night seems darkest, the path feels longest, and faith feels weakest. It is the point where everything within you wants to surrender, to give up, to let go of the promise, to believe that nothing will ever change. But this moment of pressure is not the end, it is the threshold. The greatest pressure always comes before manifestation, because the old reality is breaking apart and the new one is about to be born. You are standing between endings and beginnings, between what was and what is about to be. That tension is not punishment, it is preparation. Just before dawn, the sky is at its darkest. The silence feels endless, yet within that stillness, the first light is gathering strength. In the same way, when your faith is tested, when nothing seems to work, when doors remain closed, that is the sign that something unseen is shifting. The energy that once held you back is losing its grip, and the divine plan is taking shape behind the veil. You may not see it yet, but it is closer than you think. This is why you must not give up before the dawn. The moment you give up, you step out of alignment with what was about to appear. You interrupt the process that was nearly complete. Imagine a seed underground. For days, weeks, perhaps months, it remains unseen. Then, just before it breaks through the soil, it experiences its greatest resistance. It must push against the weight of the earth to reach the light. That final push is the hardest, but it is also the most necessary. So it is with your faith. The pressure you feel is not a sign that it's over, it's a sign that breakthrough is near. Keep your inner vision alive when the evidence seems silent. Keep speaking words of faith when fear whispers otherwise. Keep believing in the promise when nothing around you validates it. The universe is moved not by your struggle, but by your certainty. Your job is not to make the dawn arrive. Your job is to remain awake to it, to hold faith when it's hardest to see. Understand that divine timing is never late. The waiting is not wasted. Every delay is refining your faith, purifying your intention, and strengthening your spiritual muscles. The delay is teaching you to trust the unseen and to live beyond appearances. When you persist in faith, even through disappointment, you prove that your belief is not dependent on circumstances. That kind of faith cannot fail, for it is rooted in divine law. So breathe deeply, even in the darkness. Speak light into your own soul. Tell yourself, the dawn is coming, because it is, and when it comes, it will not come gradually. It will burst forth suddenly, brilliantly, completely. The night cannot hold back the morning, and your situation cannot resist divine order. Don't give up before the dawn, because the very moment you feel you can't go on is often the moment just before everything changes. Words are not merely sounds, they are forces of creation. Every word you speak carries a vibration, a seed that takes root in the unseen realm and produces fruit in your visible world. You may not see its effect immediately, but every declaration is a command to the universe, a spiritual decree shaping the course of your reality. When you speak as though it is done, you are not pretending, you are aligning your speech with divine truth. For in the higher realm of spirit, creation is already finished. From the beginning of time, creation has responded to the spoken word. Let there be light was not a request, but a decree, and light appeared. The same creative power that formed worlds lives within you, waiting for expression through your words. When you speak faith, you activate divine ardor. When you speak fear or doubt, you disrupt it. Your tongue is the rudder of your life. It steers you toward fulfillment or frustration. Every word you utter is either affirming your destiny or delaying it. To speak as though it is done is to recognize that what you desire already exists in the unseen. You are not asking God to create something new. You are declaring what already is. You are not begging for the promise, you are claiming it. The end is already written, you are simply agreeing with it through your words. When you say, I am healed, even if the body feels weak, you are aligning with the truth of divine wholeness. When you declare, I am provided for, even if your resources look small, you are speaking from the reality where abundance already exists. Words infused with conviction shape your state of being. When you consistently affirm your desired end, you begin to feel it as true. That feeling is faith made tangible. It magnetizes the unseen forces that bring your words to life. You are not trying to make something happen. You are speaking from the awareness that it already has. The universe simply mirrors the vibration of your inner declaration. Be mindful then of idle or negative speech. Every complaint, every word of lack is a seed that will produce after its kind. The more you talk about what you don't want, the more you empower it. But when your words consistently reflect your desired reality, you become the living expression of divine creation. Your speech becomes prayer, your conversation becomes prophecy, and your declarations become destiny. So speak boldly, not timidly. Speak from the end, not the middle. Speak life, not limitation. Say it is done and mean it. Even if your senses deny it, let your spirit affirm it. Words spoken in faith carry authority. They call forth what already exists in the eternal. Creation is finished, it is complete. Your task is simply to declare what is already true, until the world around you reflects it. Speak as though it is done, for your words are not waiting for evidence, they are creating it. You are not separated from divine power. You are its instrument, its vessel, its living expression. God is not distant, waiting somewhere beyond the clouds to intervene in your circumstances. God is the life that breathes through you, the intelligence that thinks through you, the love that feels through you. The same creative force that spoke the universe into existence dwells within your consciousness, waiting to be revealed through your awareness. When your awareness shifts, everything in your life begins to move in response. Miracles are not accidents, they are expressions of alignment. When your inner state matches the divine pattern, the miraculous becomes natural. You do not need to beg for God's favor, you need to awaken to it. The moment you realize that the presence is already within you, operating as you, the struggle ends. You stop searching outside and begin living from within. This inner awakening is the true miracle. Every event, every circumstance, every relationship in your life is a mirror of your awareness. If you feel lack, you will see lack reflected. If you dwell in peace, peace will surround you. The world cannot give you what you are unwilling to acknowledge within yourself. You are not waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for you to become aware of who you truly are, a channel of divine expression. When you change your inner conversation, your outer reality cannot remain the same. A window does not create light, it simply allows light to shine through. If the window is clean, light flows freely. If it is covered with dust or shadows, the light is still there, only blocked from view. In the same way, your awareness is the window through which divine power flows. Doubt, fear, and unworthiness are the dust that clouds the window. But the light of God has never stopped shining. The moment you cleanse your awareness, by believing in your divine identity, by affirming love, peace, and faith, that light rushes in and transforms everything it touches. When you understand that God expresses through your awareness, you take responsibility for your state of being. You no longer blame circumstances or people. You realize that the outer world is an echo of your inner vibration. You stop pleading for a miracle and begin being the miracle. You walk with a quiet confidence that wherever you go, divine favor goes with you because it flows through you. This is the secret to transformation, not effort, but embodiment. The more you live from the awareness of your divine connection, the more effortlessly life aligns itself around you. The impossible becomes possible not because you force it, but because you have become one with the source of all creation. You are the channel of the miracle. God's power does not move from afar. It moves through your faith, your words, your imagination, your awareness. When you shift inwardly, everything must shift outwardly. The moment you awaken to that truth, the miracle you seek is no longer something you wait for. It is something you live from. Every word of this message has been a reminder that divine transformation begins within you. Faith, imagination, alignment, and awareness are not separate from God's power. They are the instruments through which God moves. When you believe, you create. When you imagine, you give birth to miracles. When you align your heart with truth, the impossible becomes natural. And when you understand that God expresses through your awareness, you realize that you were never waiting for favor. Favor was waiting for you to awaken. In these 7 days of spiritual awakening, you are not chasing a miracle, you are becoming it. You are learning that what you see inwardly will soon appear outwardly. You are discovering that faith does not beg for change. It declares that change is already finished. You are remembering that darkness is never the end, but the sign that dawn is near. So hold on to your vision, speak life into your future, refuse to give up before the blessing unfolds. Walk as if everything you desire is already yours, because in the unseen realm, it already is. The God who began the work within you is completing it through your awareness, your words, your faith, and your surrender. Surrender. Everything is aligning. The shift is already in motion. You are standing on holy ground, the threshold of your own transformation. Believe it, feel it, and live from it. Thank you for listening, for believing, and for daring to awaken the divine within you. May your faith rise higher, your vision grow clearer, and may you witness in these coming days that God truly can change everything for you. So, until next time, be well. My friend, there comes a moment when heaven begins to whisper to the earth, it has begun. A shift, unseen yet undeniable, starts to unfold. You may not hear thunder, you may not feel the earth move, but deep within, your spirit senses it. Something big is moving in your favor. You see, every visible change begins in the invisible. Long before the door opens, the hinges begin to move. Long before the light breaks through, the dawn has already started to rise. The universe responds not to your need, but to your belief. And right now, God is responding to your faith. You might say, but nothing looks different. That's all right. When the seed is under the soil, it looks buried, not planted. Yet beneath that darkness, life is pushing upward. The silence is not the absence of movement, it is the evidence of divine preparation. Something is shifting. What was once blocked is clearing. What seemed impossible is aligning. The favor of God is quietly rearranging circumstances, touching hearts, moving resources, and setting the stage for your breakthrough. You may not see the details, but God is weaving the threads of your destiny behind the curtain. While you are waiting, heaven is working. While you are resting, grace is arranging. Do not be discouraged by delay. Delay is not denial, it is divine timing, ripening. You are entering a season where what resisted you will start working for you. The very winds that once opposed you will now carry you forward. You see, faith is not waiting for proof. It is standing in conviction that proof is coming. Your inner conversation, what you whisper to yourself in quiet moments, is shaping the outer world you will soon walk into. So speak life, speak favor, speak completion. Say to yourself, something good is happening for me now. God is making a way where there was no way. Everything is aligning in my favor. These are not empty affirmations. They are seeds of creative power. The moment you accept them as truth, heaven begins to orchestrate their fulfillment. The shift has started. The favor has been released. You are being positioned for the miraculous. So stand still and know. What is yours cannot be taken. What God has spoken cannot be silenced. And what has begun in the spirit will soon be seen in the natural. God is making a way for you even now. Even when the outer world appears still, when your life seems caught between what was and what is yet to come, something powerful is already in motion beneath the surface. The invisible movement has begun. You may not see it, you may not feel it, and it may not announce itself with signs or sounds, but in the unseen realm, forces are rearranging themselves for your good. What you think is silence is not silence at all. It is the soft hum of divine activity, the quiet turning of a hidden wheel that will soon manifest in visible change. Life always begins in the unseen. Every tree was once an invisible pattern of life, contained in a tiny seed. Every destiny begins as an unseen thought, a whisper within your imagination. Before the world ever sees your transformation, heaven sees it first. And right now, heaven is aware that a shift has started for you. The invisible realm, the place where God works, where thoughts take form and faith finds substance, is alive with movement. God does not need to show you the process to prove He is working. He simply asks that you trust the unseen currents that are already flowing in your favor. Often, the human mind wants evidence. We look for signs, for doors opening, for sudden changes that we can touch or measure. But the greatest moves of God rarely begin with noise. They begin with stillness. It is in the stillness that creation begins to breathe. It is in the quiet that divine order starts to align. When nothing seems to be happening, when everything feels delayed or denied, that is often when the most profound work is taking place. The soil of your life is being turned over. The foundation beneath your feet is being strengthened to hold the weight of the blessing that's coming. You may be standing in a season that feels uneventful, but it is not empty. You are standing in the beginning of something sacred. The invisible movement of God is like the unseen tide pulling back before the wave surges forward. What feels like retreat is actually preparation. What feels like delay is alignment. There are moments when heaven must rearrange people, opportunities, and even your own mindset before the visible manifestation can come into view. And when the timing is right, it will look sudden, but it won't be sudden at all. It will be the visible result of the invisible movement that has been building all along. So do not mistake the quiet for inactivity. Do not misinterpret waiting as nothingness. The silence is holy. It is the sound of destiny being formed behind the curtain of time. Something powerful is unfolding for you even now. Conversations being guided, hearts being stirred, doors being prepared to open. You may not yet see the evidence, but the movement has begun. The shift is already underway. Stay in faith, stay in gratitude, and keep your inner world aligned with the vision you hold. For soon, what was invisible will become undeniable. Faith is not a reaction to what you see. It is the inner knowing that what you believe is already real, even before it appears. When you truly understand faith, you realize that you no longer wait for proof, you become the proof. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the spiritual and the material, the promise and its fulfillment. It is the quiet confidence that what God has spoken into your heart already exists in another dimension of reality, and your belief is the doorway through which it enters your life. Many people live waiting for signs before they believe. They say, "I'll trust when I see it." But faith reverses that order. Faith says, "I see it because I trust." The world teaches that evidence comes first, then belief follows. But the laws of the Spirit operate differently. Belief comes first, and evidence must follow. When you believe deeply, you set something powerful in motion. Heaven recognizes conviction. You set conviction. The moment you stand firm in your inner vision, the universe begins to rearrange itself to match that conviction. The outer world is not fixed, it is fluid, responding to the unseen energy of your faith. Faith is not pretending that everything is fine, it is perceiving that everything is already being made fine. It is the awareness that beyond what your eyes can see, divine intelligence is already working. You might not yet see the door open, but faith feels the handle turning. You might not yet see the promise fulfilled, but faith knows it is already written in eternity. Faith carries a calm authority. It does not beg, it does not panic. It simply knows. It says, "Though I don't see it yet, I already have it." That knowing is the evidence. That assurance is the shift itself. When you believe without needing proof, you align yourself with the creative power of God. You stop fighting the current and start flowing with it. You no longer chase outcomes, you attract them by the strength of your certainty. Faith transforms waiting into preparation. You no longer wait in anxiety, you wait in expectation. You no longer look for signs of hope, you radiate hope, and life mirrors it back to you. The moment you decide to believe, the shift is activated. Things begin to move around you, often invisibly, to support that belief. People appear, opportunities arise, circumstances bend. Not because you forced them, but because your faith gave them permission to exist. Every great transformation begins with a single act of belief. Faith does not need evidence, because faith is the evidence. It is the invisible confirmation that what you desire is already yours. When you hold that vibration long enough, the outer world must conform to it. What was unseen becomes visible. What was intangible becomes touchable. Faith precedes manifestation because it is the substance from which manifestation is born. So if you're wondering whether the shift has truly begun, look no further than your own heart. The moment you believed, it started. Your faith is the proof that something divine has already been set in motion on your behalf. There are moments in life when everything seems to pause. When familiar paths close, people drift away, and doors you once depended on suddenly shut. It can feel like confusion, like loss, like nothing is working. But what if that very disruption is evidence that something divine is unfolding? What if God is not taking things from you, but rather rearranging them for your good? This is the mystery of divine alignment. When you hold a vision in faith, when your inner conviction becomes clear and unwavering, heaven begins to reorganize your outer world to reflect that inner reality. God moves quietly. His hand is often invisible but never inactive. Behind every delay, behind every shift, behind every unexpected encounter, there is design. You may not see the pattern yet, but you are standing in the middle of divine rearrangement. People are being moved into and out of your life according to purpose. Some must leave because their part in your story is complete. Others are being prepared to enter because they carry the keys to your next chapter. You might not understand every change now, but one day you'll look back and see how perfectly everything fit together. The divine rearrangement always begins when your inner world changes. When you stop doubting and start believing, when you decide that your new season has arrived, your conviction becomes a signal to the universe. It's as if heaven says, now we can move. The vibration of your faith begins to attract people and opportunities that match your new identity. You no longer resonate with the old, so the old begins to fall away. This is not punishment, it's preparation. God cannot bring the new while you're still holding on to what was. The moment you align internally, everything around you must align externally. Sometimes this rearrangement feels uncomfortable. You may not understand why things are shifting, why certain doors close without warning, or why you're being redirected down unfamiliar paths. But God's order rarely looks like human order. His rearrangement is intentional. He sees the full picture while you see only fragments. Trust that what seems like chaos is actually construction. The pieces are not falling apart, they are falling into place. You are being positioned for something greater. The connections that will bless you are being prepared. The places that will expand you are being revealed. The timing that once seemed delayed is now being divinely synchronized. God is aligning every detail with precision so that when your moment arrives, everything fits perfectly. So do not resist the rearrangement. Do not cling to what is leaving or mourn what no longer aligns. The shift is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Every closed door, every redirection, every unexpected change is a whisper from God saying, I'm making room for what's next. Stay in faith. Stay expectant. Soon you will see how every movement, every delay, and every detour was part of a greater plan to bring your inner conviction into full manifestation. The most powerful conversation you will ever have is not with another person, but with yourself. Every moment of your life, a dialogue is taking place within. The quiet stream of thoughts, affirmations, doubts, and imaginations that fill your inner world. This inner conversation is not meaningless chatter. It is the creative force shaping the reality you experience. The words you speak within determine the life you meet without. Your outer circumstances are not random, they are mirrors, reflecting the tone, belief, and emotional energy of your inner speech. We often underestimate how much our inner dialogue influences everything. You can pray with your lips but cancel it with your thoughts. You can declare blessings aloud yet hold conversations of fear and defeat inside. The universe does not respond to your words alone. It responds to the spirit behind them. What you continually affirm and emotionally accept within yourself becomes a command to creation. Life simply echoes what the soul believes to be true. This is why changing your inner language changes your outer experience. If you constantly think nothing ever works out for me, life will obey that belief, not because it is true in itself, but because it is the story you have chosen to repeat. Likewise, when you begin to affirm everything is working in my favor, even before the evidence appears, you shift the vibration of your inner world, and soon the outer world begins to align with it. The key is consistency. Inner conversations are like seeds. One thought may not change much, but thoughts repeated with feeling take root and eventually bear fruit in your circumstances. Your imagination is the soil of creation. Every time you speak within, you are planting something, either faith or fear, victory or defeat, expansion or limitation. God designed you as a creative being, endowed with the ability to shape your world from within. He does not impose life upon you. He invites you to co-create it through your inner dialogue. The way you speak to yourself is the way the world will speak back to you. This is why awareness is so important. Begin to listen to what you're saying inside. Are your inner conversations filled with hope or with worry, with gratitude or complaint? When you catch yourself thinking thoughts of lack, pause and replace them with words of abundance. When you feel fear rising, counter it with inner declarations of peace and faith. Over time, your inner speech becomes your inner atmosphere, and your inner atmosphere becomes your outer reality. You are not waiting for life to change. You are training your inner voice to call forth a new version of it. The world outside you is simply the echo of what you continually whisper to yourself in secret. When your inner words align with faith, gratitude, and confidence, the universe cannot help but reflect that alignment back to you. So guard your inner speech carefully. Speak within as though your desired life is already true, and soon it will be. There comes a time in every journey when the familiar begins to fade, not because you failed, but because you've outgrown it. The season that once shaped you, stretched you, and sometimes even broke you begins to close. But it does not close in chaos or regret. It closes gracefully. What once resisted you is now releasing you. The very doors that stayed locked are beginning to open, not through struggle, but through divine timing. You are standing at the gentle threshold between what was and what is about to be, and though it may feel uncertain, this transition is sacred. Every season in life serves a purpose. The old one taught you endurance, faith, and patience. It revealed who you were when things didn't go your way. It refined you in silence and prepared you for the expansion that is now unfolding. For a long time, you may have felt as though nothing was moving, as though every effort met resistance. But what you didn't see was that resistance was not rejection, it was preparation. You were being molded, not denied. And now that process is complete. The season that once held you captive no longer has permission to define you. When divine timing arrives, release comes naturally. You don't have to force it or fight for it. People, habits, and situations that no longer align with your growth begin to fall away. The weight you carried starts to lift. Opportunities that once seemed impossible begin to present themselves effortlessly. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. God is unlocking doors that once remained shut because now you are ready to walk through them. The version of you that stands here today has earned access to what the old version could not handle. You may feel nostalgia for what's ending, and that's all right. Gratitude honors the closing of a chapter. But do not cling to what is leaving, for what departs is making room for what is destined to arrive. Seasons do not end to punish you, they end to position you. The divine rhythm of life never removes without replacing, never takes without preparing to restore greater. What feels like loss is actually liberation. You are being released from limitation and escorted into expansion. The transition may not be loud or dramatic. It may come quietly, like dawn breaking after a long night. But make no mistake, the shift is real. The doors that once denied you are being unlocked not by your strength, but by grace. God has gone before you to make the crooked places straight, to clear the path ahead, and to align the right people, timing, and opportunities with your purpose. So breathe deeply and allow the old to close in peace. You have completed that chapter. You have gathered the wisdom it offered. Now stand with faith and expectancy, for the new season is not coming. It has already begun. What once resisted you has released you, and the path ahead is opening under your feet. There comes a point in every divine process when your only task is to stand still, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening, just not where your eyes can see it. The movement is already underway. The pieces are shifting. The doors are being prepared. The hearts that need to open are being softened. God is completing what He began, and your role now is not to interfere, but to trust. Stillness is not inactivity, it is spiritual confidence. It is the quiet strength that says, I don't need to push because I know who's working on my behalf. So often, we mistake movement for progress. We rush to fix, to prove, to make things happen, afraid that if we pause, everything will fall apart. But faith requires a different posture. It asks you to rest in assurance, not in anxiety. It asks you to trust that the one who started the work is faithful to finish it. Standing still doesn't mean giving up. It means giving over. It means surrendering control while holding on to conviction. It means recognizing that your striving cannot accomplish what grace can accomplish effortlessly. When you choose to stand still, you shift from force to flow. You stop trying to move the mountain and allow God to move it for you. You stop searching for signs and begin to become one. This stillness is not passive, it's powerful. It's the position of those who know that divine timing is never rushed. You understand that behind the curtain of your current reality, there is a perfect orchestration taking place. Heaven is aligning events, arranging meetings, and preparing circumstances that will confirm everything you've believed for. To stand still is to stand in expectation. Expectation is faith matured. It's not wishful thinking, it's confident anticipation. You expect favor because you know who you belong to. You expect blessings because you've sown belief. You expect doors to open because you have walked faithfully through the process of preparation. Standing still is your declaration that you trust God more than you trust appearances. Even when nothing seems to be shifting, you know the shift has already started in realms unseen. The temptation in waiting seasons is to doubt. Doubt whispers, nothing's happening, but faith replies, everything's happening. When you stand still in faith, you become immovable. Circumstances may shake, people may change, but your heart remains anchored. You rest, not because the journey is over, but because you know the outcome is secure. God is not a man that he should lie. What he spoke, he will fulfill. What he starts, he will complete. So stand still. Expect favor. Expect acceleration. Expect divine completion. The movement does not depend on your effort, it depends on your belief. Let peace be your position and trust be your strategy. In the stillness, God is finishing the work. The blessing is already on its way, and when it arrives, you will see that standing still was not waiting. It was preparation for the moment He was ready to reveal His promise in full. And so, my friend, as we come to the end of this message, remember, the shift has already begun. Even if your eyes cannot yet see it, heaven has moved on your behalf. The invisible is becoming visible. Faith has called things into alignment. Divine rearrangement is at work, and every detail of your life is being carefully ordered for your good. You are stepping out of the old season with grace and entering a new one, filled with favor, breakthrough, and peace. The resistance you once faced is no longer your reality. The doors that once denied you are opening, and what once felt delayed is now being delivered. Stand still and know that God is completing what He began. Your only task now is to believe, to hold the vision, speak the truth within, and walk forward in quiet confidence. Everything is working in your favor. The way is being made. The time is now. Thank you for taking this moment to listen, to believe, and to grow. May your heart remain anchored in faith, your mind filled with peace, and your life overflowing with evidence of God's unfailing goodness. The shift has started. Walk boldly into your new beginning. Thank you, and may blessings follow you wherever you go.